Hi everyone! I miss you all and I hope that you are enjoying your summer. This week we are learning about a trip to the zoo, and what better way to learn about zoo than learning about different careers that you can do at the zoo. So today we're going to read a book and it's called I Want to Be a Zookeeper, and we will learn about what a zookeeper does for their job. If there was something I wanted to do when I grow up being a zookeeper, it would be. I would be able to be with animals I love every day. I would be in charge of taking care of animals in the zoo. I would be the zookeeper. As a zookeeper, it would be up to me to see that the animals are safe and happy in their homes at the zoo. I would have to make sure that their pens and outside areas are just right for the type of animal that lives in them. The animals' homes would need to be just like the ones that they would live in if they were free in the wild. See, and there's alligators or crocodiles, and they live in water, so they have to make sure that there's water. I want to be a zookeeper so that I can see lots of different types of animals. There would be different animals from all over the world in my care. I could work with lions or tigers, elephants or crocodiles, kangaroos or camels. Maybe I would be in charge of the baby animals. Animals in zoos have babies all the time, so I might be able to take care of a baby monkey. I would make sure its mother cared for him. I would make sure he ate all the right foods. I would measure him to see if he was growing properly. I might be able to work a baby koala bear. They are so cute and cuddly. Baby koalas are slow and shy. I would have to be very gentle with him. If I were a zookeeper, I would have to make sure that the animals were happy. Some animals get bored with staying in their enclosures all the time. In the wild, they would have to work to get their food. In the zoo, all of their food is provided for them, so they are sometimes left with nothing to do. Then, the animals need games and toys to play with to keep them happy and healthy. As a zookeeper, I would have to think up new games for the animals to play with all the time. I might give a new toy to a polar bear. I might hide the monkey's food for him to find. I might put together a new string for a bird to use. I might give an octopus a rubber toy or a shell to play with. I might give an elephant a paintbrush to paint a picture. All of the animals in the zoo eat different kinds of food. If I were a zookeeper, I would have to know which foods each animal needs to eat to keep them healthy. I would also have to know how much to feed that kind of animal. Zebras and gorillas graze in the wild. That means they search along the ground for the plants to eat. In the zoo, it would be up to me to find out the right kinds of plants for them to eat. They eat leaves, bark, buds, and flowers from plants. In modern zoos, these animals love to eat apple, willow, and popular trees along with hay, fruit, and vegetables. Other animals, like lions, hunt and eat meat when they live in the wild. In the zoo, I would have to give them a special diet of vitamins and minerals along with horse meat and bones to keep them healthy. As a zookeeper, I would have to make sure each animal got the right amount of food. Animals can be greedy and take food away from his animal friends. Each animal needs to eat properly to grow and be healthy. I might work in the zoo kitchen to help prepare each animal's meals. For a tiger in my care, I would feed him feline, cat meat, every day but Tuesday. On Tuesday, he would get rabbit. He would also get a big shank bone on Thursday for him to chew and gnaw on to keep his gums and teeth healthy. If I were in charge of a snake, like a python, I would feed him mice on Wednesdays. I would also give him extra vitamin E tablet with his meal. An alligator would get to eat herring, a type of fish, and rats. He would also have to get other vitamins to keep him healthy. Panda bears like to eat bamboo. Pandas are big and need to eat a lot of food each day. Not only would I have to make the right food choices for each animal, I would also have to give animals his food in the most natural way as possible. That means for some animals, I would have to scatter their food on the ground for them to eat. For other animals, I would have to hide their food for them. In the zoo, each animal would have his own type of house to live in. A wolf would need a den to sleep in for the mother wolves to have their babies in. If I were a zookeeper in charge of birds, they would need a large cage called an aviary with trees in it to perch on. The cage would have to be large enough so the birds could fly to exercise their wings. If I were in charge of otters, I would like to provide them with a place to swim. Otters are fun animals that like to play a lot. I would have to give them areas to play in and things to keep them busy, like a slide to slide down into the water. I would have to give them rocks to sunbathe on or to break up clams they like to eat. Reptiles in zoos usually live in glassed enclosures. They need logs and branches to climb on. Some reptiles like the sun and warm air to sun in, but others like dark spaces. I would have to know which types of snakes or reptiles like to live in the dark. As a zookeeper, it would also be my job to keep animals' homes clean. This is not a fun part of the job, but it would have to be done. I would sweep the areas and clean the messes and wash their homes with a hose and water. If I want to be a zookeeper when I grow up, I need to learn all about biology, zoology, and wildlife in school. Science and biology would be important subjects for me to learn. I want to be a zookeeper so I can tell other people about the animals in my care. I keep animals in the wild safe in their own homes. People need to learn about them. As a zookeeper, part of my job would be like being a teacher to teach people about animals all over the world. I want to be a zookeeper because I love animals. And that's the end of the book. So, do you think that you would like to be a zookeeper? Maybe a zookeeper for an otter, or a zebra, or an alligator, or a snake? What part of being a zookeeper sounds interesting to you? Would you like to teach other people about the animals? Would you like to clean up their cages with a hose and water? Would you like to feed them and know what kind of food they like to eat? Would you like to find different games for them to learn to play? I think being a zookeeper would be fun. I hope you enjoyed the book. Go find your comprehension questions so you can answer them now. Bye!